everybody. So, how many of you have ever struggled with thoughts of suicide or know anybody who has? Okay. So, a few years ago, I found out the news that one of my dearest, closest friends, she's such a beautiful soul, she had tried to take her life. And she had struggled with depression and anxiety, and I think there were a lot of things that led up to her making that decision. But when I found out the news, it was absolutely devastating. Unfortunately, she was not successful with it, and she's in a much better place now. But to think that there was something I could have done to help her, or to even help other people, and to help these beautiful souls to not end their life, it was definitely a life changer for me. So suicide is actually the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, and that is 100% preventable. So it's very unfortunate. So today I'm going to be talking about suicide because it may be a touchy subject, but it is something that we must talk about, because I would hate myself to live the rest of my life knowing there was something that I could have done to help my friend, and together we can all make a difference to make suicide less prevalent in our society. So today I'm going to be talking about the problem, what suicide is, the solution, what we can do, and the outcome and the differences that are being made and that can be made. So according to Chatterjee from NPR in 2018, the suicide rate in women has increased by 50% between 2000 and 2016. That is too high of a number, and according to Not from Washington Press in 2018, there are many leading factors that lead up to someone deciding to take their life. There are physical, mental problems such as depression, anxiety. There are stressful relationships. There can be bullying, and there's a lot of factors that are put into it. But every 40 seconds, someone takes their own life and is successful with it. And you can never really tell sometimes with a person whether they're struggling on the inside or not. But there are so many things that we can do to help others and to reach out to help, so that even if you can't tell someone is struggling, we can still do something to make sure that nobody is. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the solution now that I've talked about the problem. So according to the American Suicide Foundation 2018, there wasn't an author, but I got it from their website directly. They have implemented a program in every single state. So in all 50 states, there's a program that they have put in, whether it's doing interventions and discussing the problems and how to help people. They have also put out PSAs and social media ads. They have a lot of social media presence. So I would highly recommend donating to their foundation, or even you can volunteer to walk with them. They have lots of fundraisers and events going on in San Diego, and Los Angeles, and Orange County, and all across our nation. And then according to Phoenix from MedBio in 2018, schools are a great avenue for people to be reached, and for kids, because even bullying at school can contribute to kids taking their own life. So if we can start education in school, that will make a huge impact. So now that I've talked about the solution, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the outcome. So according to Perbal from the Public Library of Science in 2013, there was an organization called the EAAD, and that's short for European Alliance Against Depression. So in Europe, they have implemented something very similar to the American Suicide Foundation, and they have had interventions in school. They go around talking to professors and different teachers of how to see the signs, what they can do to prevent, to help the kids. They have had lots of social media presence as well. So it kind of parallels what we're doing here in the United States through the American Suicide Foundation. And they have made a very huge impact and have actually decreased their percentage by 50% for people taking their own lives, which is an outstanding number, and hopefully we can do the same. And then according to Rothman from the American Journal of Public Health in 2016, if we implement a form to regulate guns a little more, it can have a big decrease in fatal suicides, because there are people that attempt it but actually aren't successful with it. So if you look at the pie chart here, it says guns aren't the most common way to attempt suicide, but they are the most fatal. So the first pie chart shows the percentage of all the suicide attempts, and the second one shows all of the ones that are actually carried out. And guns count for over half, 54% of the ones that work. So if we can implement some sort of regulation to decrease guns, then the study showed that, at least for women, it would be significantly decreasing the suicide rates. So now that I've talked about the outcome, I'm going to go ahead and review. I talked about the problem with suicide, the solution, and the differences that have been made and are being made. And so I highly recommend donating to the American Suicide Prevention Organization. Like I said, there are walks that you can participate in. You can just simply volunteer time, or you can even donate from $1 to $100. Any donation or any donation of your time would definitely make a difference and help. So I know that suicide is a very touchy subject, but it must be talked about, because I would hate myself to live the rest of my life with knowing that I could have done something for my friend and for other people. So together, if we can all make an impact and make a difference, then we can make suicide less prevalent in our society. There's also a suicide prevention hotline that you can call if you know anybody, or if you yourself are struggling, you can talk to them 24/7. And there's also a movie called Cyberbully. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it's starring Emily Osment, and it's actually a very moving movie, so I would definitely go check that out. Thank you so much.